Good morning, everybody. And I know it may not be morning while you're watching this, but it's morning for me. And I woke up not too long ago to absolutely amazing news. Not just that we're getting the Snake Eyes 6-inch figure as a Toy Fair exclusive, but apparently he's out for pre-order right now and went out for pre-order several hours ago. Did you get yours? I got mine. But not only that, we have been greeted to new pictures of two more action figures. That's right. I don't know exactly what the situation was, but Twitter was blown up like crazy with these new figures. And so here is my video, and I'm reacting and I'm looking at these new figures because I am super excited for this line. I have been waiting for over a year and a half, really. Even though the club had been putting out figures and had kept us in Joe product, they were kind of expensive, and I didn't buy most of it. So my real last thing was the 50th anniversary stuff when it was in Toys R Us. It's been a few years now. I did get some of the last club stuff, and that was like the only club stuff I ever bought. The final 12 and the 2018 JoeCon figures. Those were the only Joe Club exclusive figures I ever bought. So I'm excited for these. Quit doing that on me. Anyway, iPads. So I want to talk about these things because they look really cool. The first one I'm going to look at here is roadblocking. Bear with me. I'll try to actually make this shorter than my last video. That was just mind-blowing. I had to look at everything. But I think we got some of that away. Anyway, first one let's look at here is Roadblock from the G.I. Joe Classified series. And I've heard rumors that these figures will be up for pre-order, or that's what's going to be up for pre-order on Saturday during Toy Fair at about 1 o'clock my time, 4 o'clock Eastern. So anyway, here is Roadblock. And the packaging definitely looks different. It's not the black packaging. This must be what the retail packaging is going to look like. I like it. I like this, the way the portrait's down here on the lower right corner. And I like blue, so I have to admit that I really like the blue coloring. Part of me wishes it was green, but I don't think the green would pop out on the shelves nearly as much. So I think these packages are a bit of a popper, and I think that's the whole point. Because it's not just us fans. I'm pretty sure they're wanting to reach more people. You know, maybe more 6-inch, the wider 6-inch market. So I'm going to zoom in here. By the way, I got all these photos off of HisTank. So there's a quick little shout out to HisTank. I'm using your pictures to talk about this stuff. I'll link in the description below to this thread. But these are some high quality, nice pictures. And I can zoom in pretty good, and we can see it pretty good. So it looks like what Roadblock comes with is some sort of like a blaster, some sort of a space Star Wars, Star Trek, sci-fi blaster thing, as opposed to the machine gun that we're used to. And I'm guessing that's because there must be some sort of a rule somewhere that maybe realistic guns can't be. Although I'm not sure. Fortnite has realistic type guns, but they're just odd colors. I don't know. He's got a knife, and it looks like he's got a magazine that should hook onto that blaster. Then again, you know, with the old, everyone says, oh, we want some Sunbow updates. Well, in a weird sort of way, that's an update here. Because back in the old Sunbow cartoon, we got the red and blue lasers, right? Maybe this is just a big laser gun. Just a thought. So, this Roadblock looks like it's an update of the version 2 Roadblock from the early 80s. And I like it. This is a cool figure. I still see these as little 4-inch figures. It's going to be interesting when I actually get these in hand to see that they really are indeed 6 inches. I don't know. 4 inches and 6 inches, it's only like 2 inches off, right? So he's got some interest. He's got like a minty green vest, which it'd be curious to know if that vest will come off, what type of articulation he's got under that. Does he have that ab crunch thing that Snake Eyes has? Or is it more of a swivel torso like I'm used to with the Fortnite figures? He's got a lot of articulation through the arms. He's got a really cool face sculpt. Look at that. I mean, he's got some piercing dark eyes there. I don't want to meet this guy in an alley. This version of Roadblock has a full beard. from what it looks like. I don't remember. It seemed like they didn't ever have a full beard for a roadblock, but that's fine. I noticed that there was a lot of complaints online. Yes, I do read his tank forums quite thoroughly, post by post by post, by the way. And I noticed there's quite a few people upset about these gold highlights. That's actually when I first saw these photos. This is not one of the first things that jumped out at me were the gold highlights. What jumped out at me first was, hey, this is an update of version 2. This is an update of our old figures that everyone seems to be clamoring for. Do I think gold is the right choice? I don't know. I don't care. It's a toy. It's a G.I. Joe toy. Everyone gets stuck on the fact G.I. Joe was always not hyper-realistic, sorry, big military and realistically military for what they were. And no, they weren't for the first 2 years, maybe, but you're forgetting the last 12 years of that line. They weren't. They were loud colors, they were crazy weapons, even crazier vehicles. Gold is actually pretty subdued compared to what the old G.I. Joe line was in. And it's amazing how many people forget those last 12 years. Even, look at the Dreadnoks. They've got some crazy guns, and, they're like one of the more popular sub-teams. And they've got crazy stuff going on. So, sorry, that's not really a rant. I'm not being angry here. It's just, it's early, right? It's early in the morning. I'm tired. No. But anyway, I think he looks pretty darn cool. I like the star that's on his left pocket. That's pretty neat. He's got some gray gloves with some red highlights on them, and yeah. I mean, hey, we could be getting the accelerator suit roadblock. Think about that when you complain about the gold. It could be Rise of Cobra figures here. I think for what we're getting, it's pretty cool. Now, the next picture is him out of the package in all his roadblockness glory. Oh, also, for all the people complaining about the gold highlights, he could look like The Rock. No offense to The Rock. I like The Rock, but, this could look like The Rock. Just saying. Let's zoom way in here. So, okay, that's as far as I can zoom in. So it looks like he may have like a tattoo on his left bicep, shoulder area. There's like a little blue communicator device thing on his upper right shoulder, and the knife looks like it slides into a sheath that's on his chest. That's kind of neat. I really hope the vest is removable, that we could put it on other figures. That'd be kind of neat. Looks like the magazine may clip into the bottom of this gun, the blaster gun. He's got some pockets on the pants, and yeah, that's pretty cool. Next oh, and I'll go back here. Notice here at the top, it says 01, so Roadblock is the first figure after Snake Eyes. Too bad we don't have like the sides or the back. I'd love to know what the back of these packages looked like. Anyway, next one is 05 Scarlett. Now, curious. Hey, her name is Scarlett. It's not Agent Scarlett. Does that mean they fully have her name back and the trademark all figured out? That'd be kind of cool. So here is Scarlett. Now, as typical as what we'd expect, the art looks different than the figure. That was a very common thing in the old line anyway. I'm going to zip back here. Looking at this Scarlett art and this Roadblock art, that's very different. That's very different. It's almost a bit of an inconsistency in their art styles for the packaging. It'd be kind of cool if they had a consistent art styling throughout the entire line. But right there, to me, this looks more of a cartoony, maybe painted look as opposed to... Well, that has a painted look. But I don't know. It's the lighting, I think, that does it. The background, it has a more realistic look. And I actually like this art a lot better than the Scarlett look. This looks like a comic book, whereas the other one looks like not comic book art. I don't know. So anyway, let's take a look here at the figure. So she comes, wow, with 3 knives and a crossbow. And that's about it. So yeah, there's not a lot of accessories with these. These are supposed to be $20, $19.99. But man, I was talking. Look at her face. She got some freckles. Look at those eyes. It's just very realistic, staring at you eyes. The toys these figures are getting so much better than they used to be. You got the red hair, and it looks like she also has some sort of like a computer communicator, some device on her right shoulder, like Roadblock did. She's got some gold highlights right here on her chest armor. Chest armor's kind of gold, and it's got the yellow kind of callback to the version, I'd say version 1. It seemed like almost okay, there were a few Scarletts that were different, but it seemed like we constantly got updates to the version 1. There's like so many variations of that version 1. Forget about the greens and the blue Scarletts, and the Ninja Force Scarlett with no leg articulation. She's got a couple belts there. I don't know about the belts, if they're removable or not. She got some knee pads and some gold boots with blue and red and yellow on them. I think that may be like the X-Men armor, the familiar look on everybody, maybe like the boots and the yellow. I don't know. But this is a really cool figure. I'm excited for this one. I'm pre-ordering this the second it comes out. Now, actually, real quick, mention back the whole Snake Eyes, that the exclusive is out for order. How many of you noticed that pre-ordered? It's shipping on April 1, April Fool's Day. Does that mean it's a joke, or is there something funny going on? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. But I am distrustful of so many things on April 1. The internet makes me so. Alright, so let's flip over to the figure itself. There she is in an action pose. Her 3 knives in the bottom right corner. Let's just zoom way in. Yeah, look at those eyes, man. There is something about that face. It's strong yet soft. Man, there's a woman for you. A fake woman. A fake toy woman, right? I don't know. She means business. She's not gonna take any guff from anybody. Now, I noticed this that I didn't notice in the package, is it looks like she's got a strap for her arrows, her quiver in the back. Let's look here. Well, I guess that was there. You just can't really see it very well. It's kind of hidden behind her. Come on. There we go. So we've got this quiver that wraps around her torso area. Her her left shoulder has some sort of... I've never figured that out, what exactly these little shield guards that pop up on shoulders are. I remember back with the Iron Grenadiers from Spy Troops or Valor versus Venom, I can't remember which, but it seemed like the shoulder pads also acted like you could take them off as shields, or there was another figure in the G.I. Joe line where you could hook the shield on the shoulder, it seems like. And they'd take that off, and that was actually like a shield. I'll have to look into that one. This is a pretty figure. And I'm a guy, I'm saying pretty figure here. This is great. This is a nice... I like this. I'm so excited. You know, to a lot of people are going to say, well, this is not my G.I. Joe. Or this is not my styling of G.I. Joe. You know what? Think of what the 12-inch people had to go through when the 3 3/4 figures came out. That wasn't their G.I. Joe. Some of them made the transition. This is a new era. I was not in favor of 6-inch figures. I've never been a 6-inch figure guy. I've never gone out and bought them, except for I bought some Fortnite ones because I've heard the rumors, and I want to know what they were like. And, you know, this is a new era. This is for the next generation. This really isn't, I don't believe, for us. Hasbro is a business. They need to get their brand that they can make more money on going. And whether it was natural or forced, the 6-inch figure phase, it's here. And I think this is just the next progression for G.I. Joe. Am I absolutely in love with it? I am absolutely not in love with it. I would give me a 4-inch figure any day. That's what I grew up with. That's what my mindset's geared for. And sure, my collection is 4-inch, but what does that mean? You know? All you people talk about 4-inch, it won't fit into my line, but how many other scales, how many other toy lines do you buy? And yes, I'm sorry, I'm shaking you. I'm absolutely excited. This is G.I. Joe. This is going to be a new G.I. Joe. And I have to say, I'm excited that I get to be a part of it. This is cool. These are great figures. Provided they don't fall apart in my hand when I take them out and I play with them. These are great looking figures. I hope you enjoy them too. I hope you're excited. And I hope my perspective has helped. I don't know. This is just me rambling on about brand new figures and brand new toys on a video. If you wanted to watch, cool. If you watched this long, thank you. That's cool. You know, this is my great interaction with the community right now. I feel like I can be more honest this way than through a message board. But these are great figures, and I'm excited. If you're excited to watch for the pre-orders, I'm sure they're coming up. And it sounds like they're maybe coming up tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. Will you be at your computer hitting that refresh button? Boom, boom, boom. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for stopping by and watching. I hope this has been interesting and fun. It's not very informative. I've got no breaking news whatsoever, except I'm showing off his tank's photos. I hope you don't mind. I've mentioned you multiple times. So anyway, I got no more. These are neat figures. Catch you in the next video. Have a wonderful day.